The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Nissan, Kia, Buick, GMC, Hyundai, Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, and the resale division with locations in the greater Rochester area near you. Visit visionauto.com. Hello everyone and welcome to the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. We begin our look at Section 5 sports in Fairport with the boys volleyball team. Under Coach John Odell, the Red Raiders are led by a strong senior class and even stronger bonds. One more day. That's what the Fairport boys volleyball team is playing for. One more day for the seniors, a group that has been the heart and soul of this team since they first started playing together in middle school. A group that has developed into more than teammates. And that closeness is one of the big reasons the Red Raiders went through the regular season with a perfect record and are in the top seed heading into sectionals.
You just remember that we're playing to see each other again the next day after school. It's different seeing each other in school because we know we'll do that for the rest of the year, but being together on the court, just like being able to, it forces us to play our hardest and get to see each other again.
We want to play to see each other the next day. If we go out there and try our hardest, hopefully this outcome is what we want to be. And we practice every day knowing that what our final goal is, and that's a state championship and a sectional championship, trying to be the best team in section and best team in state overall. So that's what we strive for every day.
We play till we lose at this point, and there's only one team in New York State that gets to finish the year with a victory. And our goal for this postseason moving forward has been to kind of respect the effort that these seniors have put in for the past 6 years. So when we come to practice every day, we're all in every day, every play, every drill in honor of these 8 seniors that have really given everything they have for the past 6 years. And our goal is to play together as long as possible.
Yeah, it's a good pressure, makes us keep playing hard and, just keep getting after it. Yeah, we've really worked hard for what we've earned, and it's just been really fun playing with my friends and just good experience.
They are teammates and they are friends, but in the words of their coach, they're more than that. Actually, it's just one word.
We kind of call it we refer to it as our VOMLY, our volleyball family. We try to get together as much as we can, and it's just a really special environment to be around, especially this year.
We have 5 kids who are returning for their 3rd straight year on varsity, and just that atmosphere that has built, that brotherhood, that ability to come onto the court every day, know everything about each other, feel like a family with each other, really makes a difference when you're playing together.
This group of seniors has set a standard not just for the varsity team, but for the entire program. They lead by example, and that could mean good things ahead.
And over the past 6 years, this volleyball team has developed into, a group of best friends. Beyond just that core group of seniors, that leadership that they provide for not only the juniors, but, the JV team watch them play, the mod teams come in and watch these seniors interact with the juniors, and the seniors are cheering for the modified teams during their matches. They see how they bonded together and kind of work together as a team, and it's just put this program in a really good spot moving forward.
The Raiders knew they were set up for a good season, but this good had to be more than anyone ever imagined. Or was it something they thought possible?
I did. I expect going to be this good. Me and this group of seniors have been working hard ever since 7th, 6th grade. And we've been fighting for this state championship that we want to hopefully win in the end. And we're just going to keep going every day and work the best we can.
It's hard to say we expected this. I think we were kind of hoping for that. So all of our contributors this year, were contributors last year, and we had a strong team last year. Not to the extent of being 17-0, the number 1 seed in sectionals, but we were able to play with McQuaid and Penfield and challenge them, and get pretty close towards the end of the year and making a run towards sectional time. So the goal this year was to take that next step. We were able to get some good wins against McQuaid and Penfield this year, which was a first for these guys.
Now they have their sights set on a state championship, which might not be the toughest hurdle. That usually comes before they get out of Section 5. but they've already been able to knock off a couple of the perennial powers.
It's been like unbelievable season for us. Like winning 3-0 against both of them is like a big accomplishment for us. Like, I mean, some of the games are close, and like we try to limit that in practice, like getting those like close situations, so like we can like take advantage if it ever comes like in the future.
And typically, the team that can come out of Section 5 is the favorite, in states moving forward. And ultimately the goal, one of the end product goals isn't to win states, is to get out of the section, because oftentimes that's harder than winning states.
One more match, one more day, one more goal for the Fairport Volley.
Team on 3, 2, 3.
Coming up, Paul Gotham joins us for the Dunkin Donuts High School Notebook. We've got that and more when the Vision High School Sports Beat returns.
Bacon, egg, cheese. Only one way to make this better. Another one. Dunkin' Go-Tos. Get 2 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches for $5. America runs on Dunkin'.
Hello and welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. It is time now for the Dunkin Donuts High School Notebook, brought to you by Dunkin Donuts. America runs on Dunkin', and joining us as always, Paul Gotham from PickandSplinters.com. Paul, busy time of year as always, it seems like. What's going on the website right now?
We'll have full regional coverage for boys soccer, a little bit of girls soccer worked in there. We are also going to have all the finals from the football, as well as Trabs Gabs, Paul Iotti carrying the football coverage, and don't forget about Kevin Klubja with the Amerks and RIT hockey.
Paul, we're talking epics. We're talking one of the greatest soccer games, probably most thrilling soccer games you've ever seen.
Definitely thrilling on a day when it was as miserable. The weather was as miserable as could be. The play on the field was anything but. But that weather had an impact between Spencerport and Our Lady of Mercy. Class A girls final. Of course, those two teams played to a draw during the season. Spencerport wins on penalty kicks. Spencerport comes into that game with their state record 62-game unbeaten streak. You know that Mercy's going to give them everything they had. Mercy poured it on, scored early. Game goes to overtime, and then just it was crazy after that. When you think about girls having to play the full 210 minutes, and you get 3 goals and a game-saving save at the end. But Leah Wengender proved, when you talk about championship-level play, Leah Wengender showed the savvy, more savvy than any high school player I think is ever going to have. The unfortunate situation where you have a handball just outside the area for Mercy, and instead of her waiting for everybody to set up, she knows it's a free kick. She knows she does not have to wait for the whistle. She just, when the ball is put down, there's an open net and she puts it in. And she didn't need to be told. She was just reacting, and it's a kid with a lot of experience and knowing what to do. But then you look at Mercy turning around, and Emily Tabone ties the game. To come back from that, they should have been absolutely deflated. You got terrible weather, that goal happens, you're thinking they're going to be deflated. They come back and tie the game, only to have Aaron Kuykendall score 15 seconds later for Spencerport. They truly are a championship level team. It'll be interesting to see. I know they had a couple tight games last year when they won their state title. It'll be interesting to see if anyone can challenge them as much as Mercy just did, and when they get out of Section 5, if it's going to be a roll from there.
It's really a testament to both programs, not just the wherewithal of her to take that free kick when she does, but for Mercy, like you said, to bounce back from something that deflating to tie it just a few moments later.
Well, and anybody who was there that day, everybody was all huddled in their masses. It's mid-30s weather, it's temperatures, it's raining, it's a driving rain. It was funny because Jamie Schneider's son, his son I think is 5-6 years old, he was worried that his son was going to get hypothermia during the game. He was just worried to get him into a warm spot. That's the type of day it was, and really a credit to both teams, both programs. Unfortunately, only one of them can go on to the state tournament.
It's that time of year. It is that time of year. We'll be right back with more of the Vision High School Sports Beat right after this. Coming up next, the Making the Grade nominee with Kim, and later on the Genesee River with the Mercy Crew team. We've got that when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson.
Honored for making the grade this week is Bishop Kearney senior Cameron Morrissey. Living on your own so far away from home, attending high school, and playing a high level of hockey can be tough for any teenager to balance on their own, but Cameron handles it all like a pro. Originally from Michigan, Cam moved to Rochester for the Selects Academy hockey program at Bishop Kearney. She is a team leader and lives in a dorm at school with all 40 of her teammates within the program. Cam participates in a lot of school leadership programs. Not only is she a house leader who oversees 80 students, but she's also involved in student council and directs class retreats for younger students. When it comes to her schoolwork, she's ranked 5th overall in her senior class while taking 3 AP courses and maintaining a 96 average. All of her hard work is paid off as next year she'll be going to the University of Vermont to play D1 hockey on a full-ride scholarship. Nominated for her leadership and overall character, this week Cameron Morrissey is making the grade.
If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. You can send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Dave with the McArdles Section 5 Spotlight.
Thanks, Kim. Here are some of the athletes, teams, and coaches making news in this week's Section 5 Spotlight, brought to you by McArdles in Fairport. Come home to McArdles. Congrats to Spencerport Cheerleading for winning the Division I Fall Championship Small School Division at RIT last weekend. More champs being crowned. How about the Avon Girls Soccer team? Class C1 champs after beating Addison 1-0. In Class B1, it was Palmac getting the win over Newark, and the girls weren't alone as the Palmac boys brought home the brick for the first time since 1997 with a 3-0 win over Livonia. And one more Section 5 champ to mention, Greece Athenia senior Elena Costco won the diving championship at Gates. And finally, a Thanksgiving Day turkey trot in Mendon to benefit those battling the opioid crisis in honor of R.J. Pound, a 5K race on November 22nd in Mendon. Up next, the rowers at Mercy reflect on their Boston experience. We'll have that when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Came now to Eichel. He floated one. Score!
Welcome back, and thanks once again for joining us on the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. This segment of the Vision High School Sports Beat brought to you by the Injury Free Coalition and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. Please remember to always wear your seatbelt in the front and back seats and to focus only on driving when behind the wheel of a car. This message courtesy of the Injury Free Coalition for Kids Smart Teen Driving Program and our friends at Leo's Bakery and Deli. Our Lady of Mercy has been one of the top crew teams in the area for some time, and the reward for that is earning an invitation to the head of the Charles Regatta in Boston. Here's Paul Gotham with the Monarchs' big trip.
For the Our Lady of Mercy crew team, an invite to the Head of Charles event meant more than just another date on their season schedule. It was an opportunity to compete against the world's best.
The Charles had about 11,000 entries this year, so there were so many rowers from all over the world. There were some really amazing events with Olympians in it, a lot of collegiate events on Saturday, and then on Sunday there were more high school races, so they're all rowers of all varieties and skill levels, and it was just a great atmosphere of people who love rowing and love rowing on the Charles.
It's pretty competitive between the boats, but it's also really positive just getting to see all the boats and getting to see how much appreciation everybody has for crew, knowing that not everybody gets to go, so we were all just really appreciative that we were selected to go.
it's just amazing. You know, one thing that sticks out in my mind is when we got to bring our boats down on Friday for practice, the girls were waiting and a big crew of German men came up behind them and their coxswain was speaking in a different language, and just to hear all those coxswain terms that we're used to hearing, but hearing them in a language we don't know, but we knew what he was asking them to do. And the guys were so tall that they were able to spin the boat above the girls at shoulders. It was just phenomenal. It was a really great experience.
Since 1965, the event has drawn thousands to the banks of the Charles River in Boston, Massachusetts. With international sponsors such as Aston Martin, Brooks Brothers, and Delta Airlines, the Head of Charles event gives high school students such as those at Mercy a chance to work with world-class athletes.
The girls definitely put a lot of preparation into getting ready for the Charles. They worked on their endurance and their speed. They worked a lot on just doing longer pieces. Our fall races are head races, so our races in the fall can go up to 20 minutes. So you can imagine if you're doing an endurance activity like that, the amount of time that you have to put into doing distance and doing strength to try to be able to get through a race that's that long is difficult, and the girls did a great job preparing.
But making the adjustment from local regatta events to the Charles takes some doing.
Just the logistics. Usually when we go to an event, we bring our own trailer, and because we only brought a couple boats, we weren't able to bring our trailer, so we kind of had to ride with another crew, and that brought its own type of challenges. Of course, we didn't have our own equipment, and we weren't using our usual things, so things weren't in the places they usually are. When the girls asked for nuts and bolts, we kind of had to search around to find our things and kind of our mix-match toolboxes that we brought. But it was really a lot of fun, and the girls had a great time, and they were able to really get out there and have a good time.
It's just a grand scale. It is the Olympics of rowing. Basically, it's the biggest regatta in the world. And so we, on a local level, only race about 10 teams, and they'll have 10 teams bring their trailers, but here there were thousands of trailers.
It's scary, I'm not gonna lie, because there's so many people and a lot of boats and a lot of coaches and everything, but when you really focus on yourself and on your team, it gets easier.
So it was an honor going. Mercy is a small local team, and we went and we saw clubs in the high school level racing with times that were better than collegiate boats. So the people that we raced were a whole nother level of rowing, and we got to see that.
Watch the timing, ladies. Watch those handle heights.
The Mercy program is primarily funded and run by parents.
It's a lot of work, I'll tell you that. A lot of people don't realize that this is really a totally parent-funded and operated organization, from getting the kids from school to the regatta site here at GWC, to trailering boats to the regattas, all the fundraising things that we do. It's really an incredible endeavor. Well, we do some things with Sticky Lips. We have a fundraiser every fall and every spring. We have a big garage sale that we do in the springtime as well. We have fees that are, of course, incorporated into the girls that are down here for fall, winter, and spring seasons. So a lot goes into that. And we do get some money from the school as well for fall and spring, which is nice. So a lot of hard work.
Sending the boat, really gliding the boat out. I want to see lots of run. Open up those puddles.
Mercy didn't receive an automatic qualifier to next year's event. That doesn't matter. This was about the experience.
As a rower, I've been rowing for 7 years, and this is my first time there. And I can say, coming back from it, that I got to see people with such unique work ethic. They come and they practice so much, and it kind of gave me a sense of how big of a sport rowing is. I saw rowers that were 80 years old. Like, this is a lifetime sport, and we got to experience that, and it really gave me a new sense of how big crew is throughout the world.
Very rewarding for a parent, for sure. I think all the parents would agree to that. And as you can see, the girls are down here today. They're having a great time, and Charles is quite an experience.
From Genesee Waterways, this is Paul Gotham with the Vision High School Sports Beat.
Well, we'd like to thank our sponsors, especially the 11 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group, for making the Sports Beat possible. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week with a Vision High School Sports Beat.